everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. We are wrapping up June already on the show. Before we get into the show, first of all, if you're new here, welcome. If you like what you're seeing, you should go back and watch some of the older episodes. There's almost 200 of these episodes, which is too many, really. I don't know. I know some people watched them all like 100 episodes ago. I don't know if that's still happening. I couldn't. But there's some good stuff in there. Go explore those. All the people on the show tonight have been on other episodes. Find them. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook page, you should join that if you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video. That's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. Currently, as of last week, booking for July shows, and they are almost filled up. So if you want to be on the show in July, now would be a great time to head over to the Facebook page or Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Find a date that you like, message me, claim a spot. While I'm here, themes for this coming month, we're doing Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern again. On July 3rd, we're doing Summer Blockbusters. That show is filled up. July 10th, we're doing movies with a gendered word in the title. That is also filled up. The 17th, we're doing streaming originals. Still one spot left on that one. The 24th, we're doing movies on Rotten Tomatoes that have a fresh rating by critics and a rotten rating by audiences, or vice versa. It's a lot of words. I'm gonna have to figure out how to trim that down. And wrapping up the month on the 31st, we're doing another Pick the Actor. So if you're on the show, you get to pick an actor, and we're playing from filmographies from the 4 actors picked. Those last 3 shows all have 1 space each. So if you want to be on the show, also, one of those might have just gotten picked up. So
there were 2 that I wanted, and you said one of them was full. So like as I was navigating.
So 24th is gone now, but if you want to be on the Pick an Actor or the streaming original show, reach out to me. Otherwise, we'll be back in August with a new slate. Tonight,
imagine having a show that's too popular.
I do try to imagine it. I mean, once you start doing it, you want to keep coming back. Ask like 80% of the contestants on this show.
It's true.
Don't ask 20 of them. I haven't spoken to them in a while, but like 80%. Tonight on the show, we're doing a nice broad topic. We're doing sequels. That is any sequel. Seconds, thirds, fourth, anything in a franchise. Anything that has a previous movie attached to it. Really, it's almost a no-topic show, but at the very least, you can go in knowing it's not the first movie. Let's see how that works for the contestants. Joining me on the show tonight are Jessica Mayotte, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, Marty Viscosi, and Polite Kitty. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, hello.
Hello, I exist.
Just a delightful group of people. Before I talk to you all individually, let's jump right into a mini game. This mini game is something I've done once before, and it seems apt for sequels. As some of you may know, there's a lot of movie titles that have colons in them. What I did is pulled 20 different sequels with just the colon subtitle. I'm going to read one out. Buzz in if you think you know it. No penalty for wrong answers. And we're just going to go through a few of these. I'll go through 10, talk to you, then go through the other 10. Everybody get that?
Yeah.
Can you give an example? Right. Sorry.
An example would be like The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. So I would say Catching Fire, and you would say The Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
I was confused which part you were asking us for.
I am glad that you asked, because it sounds like at least 2 other people were confused. And you don't have to know like the exact number. If you do know it, great. Really just looking for the main title. So let's try this. These are all over the map. First one I have on my list, All the Time in the World. All the Time in the World. This is why I have 20 of them, because I assume a chunk of them won't be guessed. That one is the subtitle for Spy Kids 4, All the Time in the World.
Oh, God.
Everybody's favorite Spy Kids.
Remember how there's 4 of them?
There's
I sure
4
did
of
not.
them?
Remember the
Oh my
one
God.
with Joel McHale? Classic Latino representation, Joel McHale.
Now that you mention it again, I remember it.
Next one up, we have Back in Business.
Oh, my God.
Back in Business.
Oh, God. There's a child in me that's going to hate myself for not getting it.
Again,
I can picture the VHS cover, and I cannot remember what it's called.
Again, no penalties for wrong guesses if anybody wants to take a stab, or we'll move on to the next one. Yes, no?
No, I can't.
Okay. Back in Business is Barbershop 2. Back in Business.
Damn it. I can picture it on the Blockbuster shelf.
Yep.
Next one up, Full Throttle. Full Throttle.
Oh, my God.
Yo, we're
Oh, we
beefing it.
finally have a guess.
Yeah.
Polite Kitty, do you know what Full Throttle is?
I'm just gonna take a wild guess. Fast and Furious 5.
It is not Fast and Furious 5. That is Fast 5 is the name of that movie. Confusing names. Anybody else on Full Throttle? That is Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Drew, the 2003 movie?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
The one that nobody who calls himself a fan of the show should ever watch if they want to consider themselves a fan of the show? That one?
It's the one that I remember that's like Demi Moore's in this, and she's wearing a bikini, if you can believe it, at like 42 years old.
I think Marty's
Just
frozen,
an-
by the way.
Oh, Marty is frozen.
Oh.
Well, you mentioned Demi Moore in a bikini.
Yeah.
And, you know, how
Yeah.
how can you do that?
Well, I'll hold on for a second, see if Marty can find their way back in here. If not, doesn't seem like reading these will affect that much.
Wasn't Drew Barrymore? That movie had like a bad knockoff GameCube game too, if I remember correctly.
I'm sure.
Like I just
Charlie's Angels, like those 2 movies were huge at the time.
Yeah.
and I remember them like they were considered good modern adaptations, but like traditional hardcore, like I've seen every episode of the original, like older people were just like, no, this is tasteless. No.
Who are those people?
My
Who
entire
are the
family,
Charlie's Angels purists?
my father, my Aunt Dusty, the one who told me you don't need a partner if you got a good hand, that Aunt Dusty, she hated it. My Uncle Danny, my Uncle Joseph, 4 of my cousins who only were alive to see like the latter half of Charlie's Angels. They were just like, no, this is an affront. No, I'm just like, look, it's
The
not.
whole Legacy family was against this.
And I guess they're gonna be against me because I had a huge crush on Drew Barrymore, and that's the only reason I watched.
I mean, just like Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy
Lucy
Liu
Liu.
together. That's just good casting.
Yeah.
And then the
And I
first
didn't-
one, you've got like Crispin Glover and Tim Curry popping up.
And I was a fan of the original show. I saw the movies. I didn't even think it was terrible. I've seen worse modern I mean, Hawaii Five-0 tried again, and they shouldn't have. I was treating Hawaii Five-0 the way they were treating the Charlie James. I'm like, Charlie, this is movies. It's fine. I can live with it. Anybody but Jack Lloyd play Steve McGarrett? No. You give me you exhume Jack Lord, you drag Jane MacArthur back out here, and you give me Wolfat, or you fuck off.
Yeah, this is where I learned that Lloyd is a Charlie's Angels fanatic. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, kind of. Not as much as a fanatic as people in my family. I'm not so much of a fanatic that if Drew Barrymore decides to play in a movie, I'm going to consider it an affront to cinema. But I'm enough of a fan where, I was okay with never seeing Charlie. I thought that was a good part of the show.
I don't think you see Charlie in either of those movies.
Yeah, you don't. And I thought that, and you know what? That was very, in my opinion, loyal to the original show, because you never saw Charlie in the original show.
It's the same guy too, right? Doing the voice.
I think so.
I think he carried over in like the new one too, which was a movie.
So I'm like, for something that's so aghast to the original, I thought they stuck to the premise and the mythos pretty darn well.
Well, we do have quite a few of these to go through, so I think what I'm going to do is start reading these.
Yeah, I was trying to pass time for Marty.
Once Marty comes back, I'll give them a shot at any of these.
Yeah,
Okay, so next one up, High Noon at Mega Mountain. High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh,
No?
Would that mountain have to be Brokeback?
No, it's Mega.
Okay.
I can't be any clearer. Well, if anybody was going to get it, I thought it was going to be Lloyd, because the villain of this movie is Hulk Hogan. This is Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
yes.
What?
yes.
Yep. Yeah, I should have. That would have been. Yeah, I should have. Thank God it wasn't Mr.
Next one up, Money Never Sleeps. Let's see if we can get one of these. Money Never Sleeps.
Money Never Sleeps?
I picked the wrong mini game, is what I'm learning.
This is a sequel, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Yep, these are all sequels. That's the word above my head. Lloyd, what do you think?
Blank check. I know that's not it, but I had to say it.
I love that.
That is one of two movies I learned that little kid has an inappropriate kiss with an adult woman.
What time to come back in? What?
I assume that the other is The Sandlot.
No, the other is... I forget what the movie's called. He just plays.
I'll tell you what it is.
A killer little kid.
Because it also has a kid having a very inappropriate kiss with an adult.
Well,
that's true.
Not like a 20 or 30 something year old adult. Still sexual assault in the most famous scene from that movie. But at least she's like 17 or 18.
What sequel were we talking about?
Lloyd guessed Blank Check.
Yeah.
And Blank Check does not have a sequel. Marty, real quick, I'll give you the two that we went through to see if you know either of them.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah. High Noon at Mega Mountain. Any idea? That is Three Ninjas, and Money Never Sleeps is the one we're on right now.
Oh. That does sound super familiar. But what was Full Throttle, out of curiosity?
Oh, Charlie's Angels.
Oh.
Money Never Sleeps is the sequel to Wall Street.
I was thinking Wall Street, and then I was like, there's no movie just called Wall Street.
At least there shouldn't have been.
Next one up, Rise of an Empire.
Oh my God.
I need to make sure I know who's on the show next time I try this game. Jessica, what do you think?
Isn't it Star Wars?
It's not Star Wars.
Really? No?
Empire Strikes Back, right?
Oh, true
This
fact.
is 300 Rise of an Empire.
Oh.
Next one up, Let's see if we can get one before this halfway mark. Sorority Rising. Sorority Rising.
Oh,
Lloyd got in there first. Lloyd, what do you think?
American Pie.
Not American Pie. Marty?
Neighbors 2.
Neighbors 2. We got a point on the board.
I was just reading the Wikipedia page for this movie yesterday.
I enjoyed that movie a lot.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen the first one, and I wanted to know what Zac Efron has been up to.
Well, he was the father in the Firestarter remake.
Choices.
Yeah. All right, we got 3 more before I'll give you all a break from this. The Book of Secrets. The Book of Secrets. Lloyd?
Lord of the Rings?
Not Lord of the Rings. Polite Kitty?
Chronicles of Narnia?
Not Chronicles of Narnia either.
I was
That
thinking
movie
too.
is National Treasure, The Book of Secrets.
Oh,
How about The Cradle of Life? Okay. Everybody's already bowing out of that one. That is Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life.
oh my God.
I am so afraid for the second half of these that I think are a little more difficult.
I should have called it Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
They should have.
Mhm.
And-
Or they could have just left it to the video games, like most video games that come out with movies should have done.
This one I have a pretty good feeling about. The Heretic. The Heretic.
Nick, why did you have a good feeling about that one?
You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
All right. The Heretic is The Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Oh.
If only you said Halo. Because
All
Halo
right,
2 had
well,
a heretic, different kind.
We went through 10 of these. We got 1 point on the board. That 1 point belongs to, as of right now, the highest scorer of this game, thanks to the new rules. Marty Viscosi, welcome back to the show.
I've never been so disappointed in myself.
I will say there's at least a couple that I think are gettable in the second half of these.
I mean, I feel like you thought The Exorcist was gettable, but I've never seen The Exorcist sequels.
Me neither,
no,
but I
neither
know
have
that
I.
the sequel is The Heretic.
I know about the jump.
And you're like,
in the third
again,
one,
you're
that's
like
it.
a horror person.
I am.
And you especially like sequels that don't live up to the original.
Nick, that feels like fighting words based off the Letterboxd reviews from today.
In honor of Marty, I finally saw the movie that they continually recommend on the show in honor of the sequels. I saw Sinister 2 today. And if you want to know more, go to my Letterboxd, Blundering Idiom. I don't think I need to discuss it anymore here.
That's fair. I mean, as I said over Messenger, instead of fighting you in the streets, I do agree with some of the stuff you said for sure. I also just like it anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. But, you know, we'll have that same back and forth about the Scream sequels.
We sure will.
Oh my God.
Well, Marty, welcome back to the show. Do you have a sequel that doesn't star James Ransom that you want to recommend to people?
It Chapter 2. No,
I said.
I had a child. This is a tangent, but I had a child today. I walked into a room and the first thing they said to me was, "Do you know how to get the It book?" And I was like, "You got to be more specific." And that's how I taught a child how to use the library internet hold and the self-checkout to their advantage.
Oh no.
I'm looking forward to that parent phone call. What was that?
How old is this child?
13. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say they'll be fine.
It's weird. Like all of the horror stuff, fine. If they can stop reading the book before like the final couple of chapters.
Yeah. I told them I didn't like it and they were like, "Why don't you like it?" And I was like,
Spoiler alert.
You know.
But in sincerity, yeah, I like a lot of like garbage sequels quite a lot. And I was trying to think of another one that was not Sinister 2. And it's another one that we disagree about in a different way.
Okay.
But I really like Return of the Living Dead, which is absolutely a sequel.
It is, again, absolutely not a sequel.
Absolutely. Nick, if you watch that opening scene, they talk about the events of the first movie and talk about how, like, oh, it was a real thing and, like, we got some of the bodies. How is that not a sequel?
Because legally, it is not a sequel.
Narratively, it is.
They split off the rights to that. I would say that since Romero, especially since Romero has no involvement in it, it doesn't fall into that of the Dead franchise. But it's a fun movie. All right. Well, watch the first Return of the Living Dead, and watch some of the sequels to Return of the Living Dead. You know, like Return of the Living Dead 2, because Return of the Living Dead is 1.
Nick, you're lucky I'm not coming back to Massachusetts until Christmas.
It's a terrible justification. There is a what's it called? Christmas Vacation 2. That's, in fact, I think there is like Day of the Dead 2. That's like an unofficial. So yeah, I will argue with you, but you like the movies you like, even if you're wrong.
What I said.
Even if you're wrong.
Also returning to the show tonight, been a new friend here. Always happy to see them here. Polite Kitty, welcome back to the show.
Oh, hello. Thank you. I do not have strong opinions about Sinister 2.
I promise I will not chastise you the way I chastise Marty. That only comes after your 50th appearance on the show.
That's when you know the love is real, you know?
Now, how are you feeling about this topic, Polite Kitty? I know that you've had some ups and downs with this game so far.
I've pretty much had all downs in this game. But I love coming back. It's a fun time.
That's all I hope to achieve on this. Well, do you have a sequel that you would recommend to people?
I do, and you're all gonna laugh because I recommend Madagascar 2: Escape to Africa.
That's fair.
I mean, I love that you're bringing that to the table. I have seen none of the Madagascar movies.
Don't see the first one, see the second one. That one's the
funniest. Yeah, that's real fun. I feel bad now. I almost included that in this subtitle list, and that's not on here. Didn't expect anybody to bring that in as their favorite sequel.
Full surprise.
But that's awesome. That's a fun pick. Well, welcome back. Also returning to the show. Always a pleasure to have her here. Jessica Mayotte, welcome back.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight? I know you got some storms behind you. Are they still going on?
Not right now, but flash warning if they come. Like,
okay,
look away. You know.
Excuse me. Well, do you have coughing all of a sudden? Do you want to talk and recommend a sequel while I try to fix my throat?
I mean, I think I was on the last sequel one, and I don't remember what I picked, but I'm pretty sure somebody picked Kill Bill 2, because I love both movies, but Kill Bill 2 was my favorite out of the two, I think.
Can I make a real weird confession? Kill Bill 2 is the only Quentin Tarantino movie I haven't seen. And I have no real justification for that. It's real weird that I have seen half of Kill Bill.
I like the whole thing altogether.
The whole bloody affair.
Yeah, blood everywhere. It was great.
Guess you can't call yourself a foot soldier, Nick.
Oh, Lloyd. Well, let's bring him in. Finally returning to the show. Somebody with who can talk about Charlie's Angels forever. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, welcome back.
Hello. My apologies to Jessica. That little line was not worth interrupting her introduction, and I'm going to punish myself right now. Here, see what did acting like this. before I was born here.
It's all good.
Well, Lloyd, last one to recommend a movie. What would you say is a sequel people should see?
Well, before I get into that, Nicholas.
Okay, great.
Here's a sequel that nobody should see. And if you've been watching this show,
I know what it is.
If you've been watching this show or have been around me for more than 10 minutes at any point since 2002, you know what I'm about to say.
Oh, since 2002.
Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
Oh.
I do not recommend. Here's the thing. If you want to watch it so you can get the full Star Wars experience, I get that. I can understand that. Fine. Watch it once. Disappoint yourself for the sake of catching up and then never watch it again. It should not have happened. The fact that it did happen is something that I have to accept as a historical footnote, but much like Woodstock 99, it should not have happened a second time. Now,
there's like 2 or 3 good sequences in Attack of the Clones. And we've had this argument, I think, on the clip video that you repost when you're on the show. I think that pops up again. I thought you were going to go with Batman and Robin for some reason.
I mean, Batman and Robin is technically not a sequel.
I would call that a sequel.
Like, okay, so is a sequel the second movie, or is it just another in a series?
Another in that series. That is
okay.
Yes. I'm glad, again, one of the reasons I ask for recommendations is so I can clear up what the topic is.
Okay, I'm glad you did that too, because I came into this thinking sequel, trilogy, or that kind of thing. Now, my recommended sequel, I would say Mass Effect 2, but that's a video game. My favorite sequel of all time is Mass Effect 2, but that's a video game. So I'm gonna go something recognizable. Home Alone 2.
Lost in New York.
Yeah.
Now, is it the greatest sequel in the history of sequels? Not even close. That's Godfather 2, obviously. But
Does Godfather 2 have a future U.S. president in it?
Fortunately not. And Home Alone 2 to me is one of those sequels that, one, more people, especially if they've seen it, more people tend to remember that movie even more than the first.
Right. I agree.
People tend to associate Home Alone, the Home Alone series, around that movie. Even though the first one was good, the second one outdoes it. And it's one of those movies that you don't need the narrative. It's not a story thing. It's not the quality of the shit. It's not something that you can have an Attack of the Clones argument about, because it's just stupid fun in the best way, and it's not the best part 2 of all time. But culturally, pop culture wise, if you've lived through that, few more iconic than Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2. So we got Home Alone 2, Madagascar 2, Return of the Living Dead, which isn't a sequel. And
now,
Kill Bill
for
Volume 2.
the post-millennium, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, also excellent.
Yes.
And that does remind, not Spider-Man 2 specifically, but the segment reminds me of something that I did want to mention, because this will be the last episode where it isn't the case. But starting next Monday with the second half of the year, I will be offering an optional prize to the winner of each episode. And I want to start talking about that now. Starting in July, if you win an episode, you have the option, if you want, to assign a movie to me to watch before the week is over. And I'm hoping that people won't just use that for evil. I just know, one, there's a lot of movies that I probably should see that I just can't do unless I'm forced to. And two, every episode I ask for recommendations, and people start to notice when I don't watch any of the recommendations. So again, don't worry about it for this episode, but you will all be back next month, and if you win, maybe keep some in your pocket. But again, optional. I don't want to force anybody to come up with a movie. It's a prize for you and a punishment for me, unless it's a prize for me, unless you're nice. I got to stop making enemies on this show. Speaking on making enemies on this show, let's do the other 10 of these real quick.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to speed through these. So, The Next Day. Anybody know what that is? The Next Day. No, I'd be shocked if any of you did. That's Porky's 2, The Next Day.
Oh, my dad would hate me if he saw this right now.
Where they put on a play to anger the KKK, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I dig the motivation. That's really cool.
Next one up, The Next Level. The Next Level.
Ah, fuck.
No.
Lloyd, what do you think?
Player One?
It's not Ready Player One.
God damn it.
I think the sequel to that book is Ready Player 2.
Wow.
Uh-huh. The next level is Jumanji, The Next Level.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Possession. Anybody know? The Possession.
9/10.
Again, I'll just cut it. That is
No.
Amityville 2, The Possession.
Amityville.
Next up, The Quest for Peace. The Quest for Peace.
No.
That is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Oh my
Oh, right. The one that nobody. Never mind.
The Quickening. The Quickening.
Is that a paper towel movie?
Paper
That
towel.
is Highlander 2, The Quickening.
Oh.
I thought there could only be one.
Yeah, and then they made so many sequels.
I mix up Highlander and Outlander all the time in my head.
Only one of those has a soundtrack by Queen. That's the best thing about the movie. Especially like if you like listen to all the songs first and then watched Highlander and then listen to those songs again and be like, oh shit, it's Highlander. I think in It's Kind of Magic, he continually says there can be only one. Next up, one of my favorites, The Second Story. Marty.
This is my fucking favorite name of a sequel ever. It is House 2, The Second Story.
House 2, The Second Story.
Terrible movie. Fantastic choice for a name.
With me, it's right up there with Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
The main character is played by the main actor from Big Eden, for the record.
Noted for the record.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, The Way of Water.
Oh.
Jessica.
Avatar.
It is Avatar. I tried to put a new one in there. Couple left. The Year We Make Contact.
Well, that wouldn't be 2020.
The Year We Make Contact.
That sounds so familiar.
That is the sequel to 2001 called 2010, The Year We Make Contact.
Oh.
10 years before 2020 where we made no contact.
Next up, The First Assignment. The First Assignment.
Bueller.
That is Police Academy 2.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And finally, Unhappy Campers. Unhappy Campers. I mean, I know you can't tell, but I was looking directly at Marty just in case. But no, Unhappy Campers is Sleepaway Camp 2.
I've
Unhappy
never seen
Campers.
that movie because
Oh,
I'm
no.
transgender, Nicholas. Fucking
Fair.
transphobic in this our Pride Month
Mhm.
to assume that I've seen any of the Sleepaway Camp movies.
I mean, again, it is one of the ones, I guess Guilty Pleasure was created for the Sleepaway Camp movies.
Let's just say that Nick was looking directly at Marty, either one, because of their amazing hair, or two, because Marty has a tendency to guess shit correctly.
Mm.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's why I say that.
The Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, where Bruce Springsteen's sister takes over as Angela.
I always say there should be a phone of Marty, like somewhere in the show.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
those would be the glory days.
Well, I didn't need to put together 20 of those. That sucked. But going into the first round after 20 of those, Lloyd and Polite Kitty at 0, Jessica at 1, Marty at 2. Marty, I'm going to let you pick the first movie. You've all played this game before, but if you're new to this and you're still watching after all that, here's how the regular game works. I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of sequels. These parental warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. I just copy and paste and tell them to my friends. I'm going to read these parental warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what these warnings are from. Marty, you get to pick the first year. Would you like a sequel from 1988, 1993, or 2013?
I'm going to go with 93.
93. Every time I've got a separate document for the mini games, and I always forget to close out of it. All right. 1993, first movie of the night for 5 points under the category of violence and gore. There is no gore compared to the first film. There's no gore compared to the first film.
That could be Home Alone 2. No gore compared to the first film.
I think he is much more brutal in Home Alone 2. One of them gets electrocuted and you see a skeleton.
But there's no gore, no blood, no guts.
That's true. The first one is super bloody. For 4 points, also under violence and gore, a man is killed by a harpoon being forced through his chest. A man is killed by a harpoon being forced through his chest.
Yeah.
I know this.
Okay, for 3 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Unlike the first two, there is no presence of narcotics. Wow. Unlike the first two, there is no presence of narcotics.
So the third one went sober. Nice.
For 2 points under violence and gore, the main character catches on fire, and we see his burned face when his helmet is off.
Oh, what the
Oh.
No.
No?
I'm gonna kick myself for not knowing it.
All right, last clue for 1 point under violence and gore. An evil robot breaks a man's neck with his bare hands, complete with sound effects.
I don't do robot movies because robots scare me.
All right, Jessica has a guess. What do you think?
Is it Terminator 3?
I mean, that's a solid guess. It is not Terminator 3.
No.
All right, I think I have to call it. You're on the right track. This is something I thought Lloyd might get. RoboCop 3.
RoboCop, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Lloyd, who famously, I think, got RoboCop 2 on the 5-point clue at one point in this game.
And that reminds me why I didn't get RoboCop 3 now, because RoboCop 2 is where the series should have ended.
Yeah, RoboCop 3 is basically a kid's cartoon.
Which, great, but a vast departure from the rest of the series, much like Batman and Robin.
Ooh, I put so many points available for this game, and I'm not sure if we're going to see most of them.
It's only the first round.
All right. Well,
Marty's here. There will be points on the board.
Marty's at 2, 3-way tie for second. Polite Kitty, would you like a movie from 1986, 1995, or 2009?
Let's go with 2009.
2009.
Oh, the odds.
From 2009 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A man drinks alcohol from a binocular flask. A woman seated next to him asks him for some, and she takes a sip.
Who writes this shit?
For 4 points under violence and gore, a movie theater explodes, causing a piece of wood to impale a woman's chest.
Never drink from a binocular flask.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a cowboy in a hospital bed tries to crawl out of his room when the ceiling begins to leak. He is then crushed when a bathtub falls through the ceiling.
What the fuck is
What,
happening?
2009?
Polite Kitty has a guess. Anybody else? Yes, 2009.
All
right, Polite Kitty,
I'm
what do
gonna
you
go
think?
with Sharknado 2.
I mean, that is a
Sharknado
fun
2.
guess. It is not Sharknado 2. Next up for 2 points under violence and gore, a woman falls onto stairs while trying to leave crowded bleachers. She is knocked down, then trampled. She rolls over, and a car's engine block sails through the air and slams into her chest.
Why does this movie hate women?
I'm very confident.
A
that I've never seen
cowboy
this.
got a bathtub that fell on him.
Oh, hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
I'm holding it. Marty, what do you think?
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say that this is oh my god, what is that series called? Final Destination 4.
I'll take it. Just called The Final Destination. It's
All
Final
right,
Destination
whatever.
4.
It's the bad one.
It is the bad one. In a series that is not consistent, it is objectively the bad one.
The thing is, when you said the thing about the bathtub, I was like, that happens in a sequel movie, I know, but there's no cowboy in that.
No, you missed him under the bathtub. Last one, frightening and intense scenes. A man describes his suicide attempts. He tried to kill himself by taking a bottle of pills, but he threw up. He tried to leave a car running in the garage, but the car kept stalling, and he tried to hang himself. He is not successful since it's not his turn to die. The cowboy is next on death's list to die, then the man. This may be intense for some viewers.
Cowboy.
It's a movie so bad that these are the listed character names. I think there's a character named MILF. And maybe my favorite, there's Racist and Racist's wife.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's pretty fucking racist. Like,
Yeah, he's like burning a cross on somebody's lawn, racist. What a shit movie.
yeah.
But Marty got points for that, bringing Marty up to 4, Jessica and Lloyd at 0, Polite Kitty at -1. Jessica, would you like a movie from 1988, 1995, or 2015?
Miles, please stop. 95.
95.
Thank goodness. I was going to pick 20 years ahead of that. But like, no, please no.
From 1995 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. There are about 14 drinking scenes and 1 smoking scene. Drinking alcohol occurs throughout the course of the film. There are 14 drinking scenes. Somebody counted.
That's a clue.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, a few sexual references, as well as references to sexual intercourse. Some sexual innuendos, such as, quote, "Would you like to come home with me? I'll show you my cannoli."
Oh my God.
And I will say, I don't know what's going on with Microsoft Word's grammar corrections lately, but you should know that it wants me to add a comma after you. I'll show you my cannoli.
'90s pickup lines were cheesy enough without modern day corrections.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, Grandpa Gustafsson dies off screen. Grandpa Gustafsson.
Oh my God.
Off screen.
Gustafsson, where do I know?
For 2 points under profanity, bad language is common but mild. 2 characters also call each other names, such as Dickhead and Putz.
It's quite a leap.
It's not the guess I had.
All right, last one. And this is just one of my favorite clues. For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, they are grumpier than before.
Oh.
Wait.
Fuck.
Okay.
It's clicking with some people. All right. Polite Kitty, what do you think?
Oh my
Actually,
goodness.
Jessica had it before me. I'll let.
Oh, I know, but I go last to first.
Oh, is it grumpier old men?
Jessica?
It's grumpier old men.
It is grumpier old men.
God damn it, I knew it.
Scenes. They are grumpier than before.
I love that bromance right there.
God, I should have known that.
That's my favorite bromance of all time.
I mean, the two of them are wonderful together.
Mhm. No, do not turn that on. Thank you. Sorry.
That's okay.
Turn it on.
You can turn your light on.
Marty stays at 4. Jessica now at 1. Lloyd and Polite Kitty at 0. One more before we try our hands at the second mini game.
Oh joy.
Lloyd, you get to pick this year. Would you like a movie from 1986, 2002, or 2019?
2002.
Is that the one?
Because that's just a great year for sequels, isn't it?
All right, let's see what happens from 2002.
Yeah, let's find out.
2002 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A man is seen smoking cigars twice while in Cuba, but the first is unnecessary to the plot. More importantly, the film had a significant increase in smoking when compared to the immediate predecessors in this series.
Thankfully, it doesn't sound like the one I'm hoping that it isn't.
Yeah, pretty sure Cuba doesn't show up in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, not at
Also,
all.
they don't have cigars, they have death sticks.
This is also true. I can live with
All right,
this.
for 4 points under violence and gore, a man has small diamonds embedded in his face for most of the film, and small bloody cuts are seen.
Oh.
Diamonds in the face.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a giant laser blasts into an ice palace and melts an entire room, and a woman is caught inside and nearly drowns.
Fuck.
I need help.
Yes, I need
Yeah, I
help.
need help. I need help too.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, a woman rises from the ocean wearing a bikini while a man uses binoculars to admire her. The scene is somewhat long, and she's seen in several slow-mo shots. This is a reference to the famous beach scene with Ursula Andress from Dr. No.
I don't know if it had a sequel, but I'm going to take a
Kitty
guess.
has a guess. Anybody else?
Is
I have like
Was it-
franchise guesses, but
All right, Polite Kitty, what do you think?
Mermaids? Did Mermaid 2?
It is not Mermaids 2. All right, the last one. For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, Bond is tortured for over a year in North Korea during the beginning credits. We see him getting thrown in icy water, get beaten, tied up, and whipped, and stung by scorpions. He grimaces and yells. The opening credits
Oh my God.
also include images of a woman apparently on fire that may also be disturbing. Lloyd, what do you think?
Oh God, Is this Die Another Day?
It's the Bond movie with the best theme song, Die Another Day.
Yay.
I'm like 007 in 2002. I couldn't think of anything. I almost said Nightfire, but no, that's not. That was not 2002.
The only theme song that has Madonna speaking the words Sigmund Freud analyzed this. Well, that brings us to the mini game. Marty at 4, Jessica and Lloyd both at 1, Polite Kitty at -1. I want to say plenty of chances for points in the next mini game.
If your name is Marty.
So this isn't quite a multiple choice, but it is going to be run the same way. What I have right here is 8 movies, 8 sequels, and 5 taglines from each of those movies.
Oh, great.
I'm going to ask you all individually for decreasing amounts of points what you think the movie is after a subtitle, going 5 to 1. That means that the first person to guess on 5, which would be the hardest, can also guess again on 1 if it comes back to them. So that's your little bit of an advantage there.
Marty.
I can be overtaken in a single question, Lloyd. You don't even have to be good at the question.
Yeah, there's been an opportunity for 40 points so far, and Marty's in the lead with 4. Polite Kitty, I'm going to start with you because you have the lowest score right now. This first movie, I'm just going to give you the tagline for 5 points. No penalty for wrong guesses. You can choose to guess anything or just pass to the next person. The first tagline for this movie is, "It's nothing personal."
Risky Business.
Again, we're doing sequels.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's not Risky Business. That brings us to Jessica for 4 points. This time there's 2.
Pass.
Lloyd for 3 points. Same make, same model, new mission.
Same make, same model, new mission. Cars?
It is not Cars. Marty for 2 points. This time he's back for good.
I had a guess, and now I feel like it's wrong. Inspector Gadget 2?
It is not Inspector Gadget 2. For 1 point, Polite Kitty. Hasta la vista, baby.
Terminator.
What was that?
The Terminators series.
I'll give it to you for that. This is Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Terminator.
That's fine.
I knew it was one of them.
All right. Jessica for 5 points. This movie has the tagline, "Yikes, I did it again."
Home Alone? Oh, no.
Do you want to be more specific?
4? I don't know.
You know what? I gave Polite Kitty a point for Terminator. I will just give series points because I want you to have the 5 points for this. This is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Oh.
The fact that you pulled Home Alone on the 5-point clue, I'll give you the points for that.
Most iconic sequel.
The other tagline, "Start spreading the news. He's up past his bedtime in the city that never sleeps.
Oh, okay.
Another Christmas in the trenches. And guess who's alone in New York on Christmas?" All right. Lloyd for 5 points. They formed an alliance of hate to steal a fortune in dead man's gold.
Pass.
Yes. Marty, for 3 men, the Civil War wasn't hell, it was practice.
Oh, God. God damn it. Pass is wrong.
That's a concept.
I shouldn't have passed. I
have genuinely no idea.
All right. Polite Kitty for 3 points. The Man with No Name returns.
Okay, Harry Potter. The third one.
It is not Harry Potter. Jessica for 2 points. The last and greatest of the Dollar series.
The Dollar series? I pass. I have no idea.
Lloyd for 1 point. A classic Western. A classic music theme.
Three Musketeers?
It is not Three Musketeers. This movie, just for no points, does anybody know it? This is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh my God, Clint fucking Eastwood. He's almost 100 years old. How did I not know this?
All right. Marty for 5 points. The War, November 27th.
You said what?
The War. W-A-R. I know my accent cannot say that word.
Okay. The War, November 27th.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like an election year.
How?
I agree.
Explain yourself, Lloyd.
Well, a few years ago, a certain decision made in December caused a certain thing to happen in Washington.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
Any guesses?
Like, I don't want to pass because that feels like a bitch move, but like, yeah. I have
Hey, I resemble that remark.
I'm sorry.
Polite Kitty for 4 points. He's facing the ultimate challenge and fighting for his life.
Fucking
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I know. I hate to pass up. Like, I might just want to guess something, but the day after tomorrow.
Nope. Jessica for 3 points. Get ready for the next World War.
Pass.
Lloyd for 2 points. He could have stopped the fight. He could have saved his best friend's life. But now the only thing he can't do is walk away.
World War Z?
It is not World War Z. Marty for 1 point. When East meets West, the champion remains standing.
Oh.
This feels like not a type of movie that I would enjoy, so I'm gonna pass.
All right.
I'm going to tell you what it should have been. It should have been WrestleMania 6 because Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior was called the Ultimate Challenge, and Hulk Hogan's theme song literally says "Fight for your life," and he was the champion. So this should have been WrestleMania 6, but I know it isn't.
No, the previous one had Hulk Hogan in it. This one's Rocky 4.
Oh my God, the fucking Rocky movie!
I was worried.
Wow!
All right.
Wow!
Let's bring
What
up the
the
second
fuck?
batch, go around again. Polite Kitty for 5 points. If you see only one movie this summer, see Star Wars. But if you see 2 movies this summer, see this one.
What?
Transformers 3.
It is not Transformers 3. Jessica for 4 points. He's back. He's even bigger, and he's up for it.
I feel like I should know this, but I'm going to pass.
All right, Lloyd for 3 points. The British Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. No. Pass.
Okay, Marty for 2 points. First he fought for the crown. Now he's fighting for the family jewels.
He's up for it already.
This is another one that I can picture the box of.
Hmm?
I'm gonna be really mad when you say what it is, because I know it.
All right. Polite Kitty for 1 point. Double O Behave.
Oh. It's an Austin Powers gold member.
You know, I'm still like I made that point at the beginning. I'll give it to you if you get the franchise. It's Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, that fourth one is very much the joke.
yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, Jessica, for 5 points. It's showtime.
Oh my. No, it's not it.
Oh no.
All right.
Okay, pass.
Lloyd, for 4 points. Gorier, sexier, funnier.
Wow. Okay, that changed what I thought it was. No, pass.
Marty, for 3 points. There's a killer on campus, making more calls, making more kills.
Scream 2?
It is Scream 2.
Hey.
I told you,
Points to
Marty.
The other 2 ones. Rules of a sequel. 1, the body count is always bigger. 2, the death scenes are more elaborate. And Scream again. Lloyd, for
Aye.
5 points. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my.
Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my.
Oh my.
The Jungle Book.
It's not the Jungle Book. Marty, for 4 points. Pull over, park, and pray.
You said pull over, bark, and pray?
Park
Park.
and
PARK.
pray.
Pull
3
over.
P's. Pull over, park, and pray.
Pass.
Polite Kitty for 3 points. He's in town with a few days to kill.
It's okay. I have to pass. I don't know.
Jessica for 2 points. This time he's coming to a different kind of jungle.
Oh.
I'll pass. Oh my god.
Lloyd for 1 point. Silent, invisible, invincible, the ultimate hunter. This time, Los Angeles, 1997.
George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle is not silent, invisible, invincible, or the ultimate hunter. Anybody else want to take a guess just for fun?
Is it Halloween?
That was my guess until that tagline.
It is Predator 2.
Oh
What?
no!
Exactly what she said. No.
Oh god, that's a good movie. Oh my God.
All right, Marty,
Were
you get
those
the last one
really
here.
taglines from Predator 2?
Uh-huh.
That
Marty,
makes sense, actually. Mhm.
Marty for 5 points. Coming, Universal's shiveriest sensation.
Man, I sure would like if there was like a year on these.
Right?
Uh-huh.
That's why I keep trying to, I want to ask him what year.
Yeah. Jack Frost 2.
It is not Jack Frost 2. Polite Kitty for 4 points. Warning, not for the young, the scared, the nervous, but if you enjoy thrills, chills, and spine-tingling sensation while your hair stands on end, see this movie.
Oh. It's Frost too. Like that the Thriller Frost movie.
It is still not a version of Jack Frost.
Are you sure?
Jessica, for 3 points, I demand a mate.
Sounds like a type of licky.
I'm just gonna Frankenstein too. I don't know.
I'm gonna count it. This is Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Unexpected.
Wow.
Next one up was she breathes, sees, hears, walks, but can she love?
Oh.
And the weird scientist who created him must now create a wife for him or meet death if he fails. The weird scientist.
A little judgy.
Well, we got some points on the board there. Well, almost all of us. Lloyd didn't get anything. Polite Kitty picked up 2 points. Marty picked up 3. Jessica picked up 8 there. Meaning that Lloyd and Polite Kitty are at 1, Marty at 7, Jessica now in the lead at 9 as we move on to the last 4.
Just mark it. I'm ahead of Marty for 1 minute. I'm just happy for a second.
Y'all think I'm better at this game than I am.
I don't. You just proved that you're good.
Better than me. So
all right, Jessica, you get first dibs on these years.
I'm just proud of myself. That's all I'm saying.
Jessica, would you like a movie from 1978, 1986, or 2023?
86.
86.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, from 1986 for 5 points under violence and gore, a girl is hit by lightning.
Why did the 80s hate women?
I don't think it stopped in the 80s.
Yeah.
Fair point.
For 4 points under violence and gore, a boy bullies Christy and her friends and makes them pick up garbage while he and the other kids get to play in their spare time.
Fucking boys.
Men.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, no sex and nudity in this film. The closest to sex is the interaction between Christy and Darkheart in a preteen human form. The closest to nudity is characters in bathing suits during the lake sequences.
Well, good, because that boy doesn't deserve to get any anyway. No respect.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, even though this is a G-rated movie, it is infamous for the frightening themes, mostly the scenes that feature the malevolent Darkheart. Luckily, these elements weren't in later franchise media. Think twice before allowing your small children of watching it.
I don't know why I don't know this.
Probably because girls are being treated like garbage, and you don't need that in your life in 1986.
For 1 point, under frightening and intense scenes. Scenes where Darkheart's eyes glowing pierce red, saying, "No, get away from me," in such an evil, scary voice, and where the bears get turned into crystals, can be a little too frightening for smaller children.
Bears turning into crystals?
The bears turning into crystals. Marty has a guess. Anybody else?
Marty.
Marty, what do you think? No?
It was based on the name of it alone.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
thinking more about it, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
I mean, you can try for it,
I don't want to lose a point.
but what if you don't?
I've been on this show where Marty thought they were wrong before and ended up not being wrong, so it could be they could be right. You never know.
All right.
But I'm very confident I'm wrong.
Well, this movie is called Care Bears Movie 2: A New Generation.
I would not have guessed that.
The Care Bears.
The Care Bears get turned into crystal by Darkheart.
Oh my god. Wow. The year I was born, the Care Bears get doomed. Sorry. Shouldn't have done it.
I'm
I
very
heard dark and crystal and thought dark crystal.
Okay,
Yeah,
well then I'm
same.
glad I didn't.
Same.
I thought you heard bears and thought Care Bears.
No, I
Because
didn't.
that was the little bit of a giveaway there. I don't know what I did with my board here, but
Could have been
that's
the Bears
fine.
team Bears for all we know. Bad news.
Oh, I know what I did with this. I forgot that there was another movie on here that nobody got. I have a list of all the rounds, and I was missing a round. So everybody stays where they were. Lloyd, we go to you now.
Joy.
Would you like a movie from 1982, 2003, or 2022?
Fuck last year. 2003.
2003. All right, from 2003. For some reason, that's why. 2003 for 5 points under profanity. One use of boner, Jesus, Jesus Christ, ass, blows, sex, piss, sucker, by God, and son of a gun. 3 uses of bloody, 4 uses of shit, 1 paired with bull and hell, 5 uses of dick and damn.
That's a lot.
Again, somebody count all of these.
Just sounds like an Eminem album,
All
which is very 2003.
right, for 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A lot, especially in the beginning and end. Roy O'Bannon drinks all the time.
Was that a sentence? A lot, and then Roy. Okay, you're confusing the children. IMDb.
For 3 points under violence and gore, though there is a lot of martial arts fight and fist fight scenes in this movie, there is never any blood, except for the final sword fight, in which one character gets cut a few times.
I see Mario.
Yeah, we see my.
Okay, for 2 points. Under sex and nudity, one of the characters is flirting with 2 women, and both women slide a key into his lap. He is later standing at a door with a girl in his bed and says he's going to have sex with her for money. There is a pillow fight where Roy and Sean are naked and holding pillows over their crotch. The pillow fight is with 9 to 10 brothel workers. Later, a brothel worker tries to get Roy to sleep with her. Lloyd has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Lloyd?
Is this Shanghai Nights?
This is Shanghai Nights.
I hate that I know that, but yeah.
Again, one thing I love about the franchise is that the first title is a pun based on high noon.
Mm-hmm.
And then they couldn't think of another pun for that. So then they made a pun of that title for Shanghai Nights with a K.
Mm-hmm.
Because night is like a noon.
Mm-hmm. It was very
Last one, Roy
funny.
makes a lot of sex jokes. Roy also comments that he is firing blanks. Later in the movie, Sean Wang again comments to another character that Roy is firing blanks. Yes, Jackie Chan's character is named Sean Wang.
Yeah.
Just
John
say hi.
Wayne.
Miles, come back. Miles, come back.
Of course, the Big Lebowski would never have that issue.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hi, Miles.
Hi.
He's watching the delay on the TV so he can see himself.
Well, 2 movies remain. Jessica's still at 9, Marty at 7, Lloyd has moved up to 3, Polite Kitty at 1. You're all in the positives.
Yay.
All I ever hoped for in life.
Marty, would you like a movie from 1985, 1996, or 2011?
96.
96.
Great year.
All right, penultimate movie from 1996. I just saw my screen again. From 1996 for 5 points under sex and nudity. At the beginning, the main male character is shirtless. The main female character wears a rather skimpy top that reveals a lot of cleavage, her midriff and belly button.
What's the year again?
96.
1996. Which is just perfect because that is the most trash TV era clue of all time.
For 4 points under violence and gore, the villain falls into the sea and fights 2 sharks. He's seen grabbing one from behind to restrain it and throws the second one on shore. The shark gasps and dies.
I regret picking this.
How are sharks getting there at? Never mind.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, during a musical number, while singing about not having to brush his teeth, one of the thieves has rotten teeth, with a few falling out. It's intended to be humorous, but may gross some viewers out.
There goes my guess.
Marty has a guess. Anybody else?
No.
What do you think, Marty?
Is this Aladdin 2?
It is not Aladdin 2.
Okay.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, part of the plot involves the main character helping his father, Kasim, search for the hand of Midas, which can turn anything it touches into gold.
Oh my God, I'm going to hate myself.
Marty?
Is this Aladdin 3?
This is Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
I swear to God. I mixed up the plots of the second and third.
Oh boy.
Last clue, sex and nudity. During the wedding, when the ground begins to shake, Genie makes an innuendo joke where he says, "I thought the earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon." That's my Robin Williams impression.
You know, I'd rather torture myself with the difficulty of the Aladdin video game than rewatch that movie.
It's fine.
Fine.
There's nothing really wrong with it. And I stand by Return of Jafar being a fun movie. The second one, it's the only movie I know of that's brave enough to give Gilbert Gottfried a song.
Fair.
Also, Jason Alexander basically plays George Costanza, but in the Middle East.
I don't hate Aladdin 3. It didn't grow on me.
Yeah,
it's well.
Like I said, it's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
Scared the shit out of me as a child. The concept of the hand of Midas in general,
yeah,
absolutely not.
All right,
I go back and watch Rookie of the Year. I'll have less issues.
One movie remains before the final. We got a tie in first place. Jessica and Marty both at 9. Lloyd at 3. Polite Kitty at 1. Because it's so close, that means everybody's still in the game, really.
Marty.
Polite Kitty, you get to pick this last one. Would you like a movie from 1986, 2014, or 2021?
Ooh, I'm going to go against Lloyd. Let's go 2021.
Too close! Too close!
Too close.
So close to none of the 2020s coming. Last movie from 2021 for 5 points under violence and gore. Very stylized hand-to-hand action violence with use of swords, explosions, and high-powered weaponry. For 4 points under violence and gore, there's a flashback of a girl's parents dying in a car bombing. A man takes out multiple soldiers while trying to save the girl.
That's sad. Because 2021.
For 3 points under violence and gore, Roman knocks out 2 delivery guys by punching them in the face. Both he and Tej fight off multiple goons. They each get thrown out of the truck and slammed into a giant magnet.
Very Looney Tunes.
For 2 points under violence and gore, Han shoots 3 men with a sniper rifle. We briefly see something spray from their bodies.
Yeah, I'm confused too, pal.
For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, the flashbacks of Dom and Jacob are pretty gritty. All right, looks like we're getting another 0 on the board. Nobody on the panel here is furious nor fast. This is F9, the Fast Saga, the 9th Fast and Furious movie.
Oh my!
I would have accepted
God.
a lot of stuff for that one because, like I said, these titles are nonsense.
I think I stopped at 2, maybe.
Oh, you got to go back. I hate being.
No, you don't. You don't have to. You can if you want to. But
these movies get so fun at the 5th one.
At the okay.
Just to clarify, you don't have to go back. You can if you want to. You might not regret it. Have to? It is not necessity. You have to breathe. You have to eat food. You have to drink water. You don't have to go back and watch that.
In the first movie, they are stealing combo DVD VCRs. In the 9th movie, they are driving a car through space.
Yeah.
What?
It is literally the Saints Row of live cinema.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I love Saints Row, so I'm not hating on it. You just don't have
Like
to
I
do
said,
it.
no, these are ridiculous movies. Right around 6 or 7, they've all become invincible superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, The Rock rips a minigun off of a crashed helicopter and just starts dragging it through the city, shooting at people.
It's dumb fun. I can't even hate on it. It's just a vast departure from its roots.
All right. Before we get to the final question, just some of the movies we didn't get to. We'll see if any of them would have been more helpful to anybody. We didn't get to Rambo 3, Before Midnight, Psycho 3, Father of the Bride Part 2, Big Top Pee-wee, Minions, Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Jaws 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Scream, National Lampoon's European Vacation, Scream 4, 22 Jump Street, or The Karate Kid Part 2.
Nick, if it makes you feel any better, the only movies on that list I've seen are the 2 Screams.
You haven't seen Halloween 3?
Same.
I haven't seen any of the Halloweens except the first one.
Oh, that's surprising. That should be your next, marathon.
Carrie and I keep putting it off because it's so long.
It's only going to get longer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jaws 2 would have been fine. I could have lived with
You
Jaws.
can see Halloween 3 because it has nothing to do with the Halloween franchise. It's just a real fun movie. Well, that brings us to the final question. In a moment, I will ask you how many of something, as I do at the end of all of these. If you haven't been on in a while, I did change the betting rules. I want you all to privately message me a bet from 0 to your total, how many points you would like to risk on how well you think you know franchises.
That'll be easy.
Just for clarification, Jessica can risk up to 9. Lloyd can risk up to 3. Marty can risk up to 9. Like Kitty, you can risk 1 point if you'd like. All right, we're getting some bets in. And just for clarification again, whoever gets the closest gets their points. And if you get it exactly right, you get 3 extra points. So still anybody's game. All the bets are in. Again, I'm going to ask you about sequels. The original Godzilla came out in 1954. Since then, just in the Japanese, what is this company called? The Toho franchise. Not the American movies, not any of that. Just in that franchise. how many sequels to Godzilla exist
Look at that.
as of right now?
What?
How many Godzilla sequels exist? Privately message me. Closest gets their points. Get it exactly right, give you an extra 3 points. All right, we've got some totals coming in. Everybody real fast on the draw there. All right. Well, let's go through this. Jessica guessed that Godzilla has 5 sequels. Lloyd guessed that Godzilla has 6 sequels. Polite Kitty guessed that Godzilla has 10 sequels. Marty guessed that Godzilla has 34 sequels.
One of these things is not like the other.
I will say they're releasing a new one in November that isn't counted to this total. That new one will be the 32nd sequel in the Godzilla franchise. There are 31 sequels. Marty is off by 3, still gets the points. Let's see what that does to the scores.
Hell
Jessica, you wagered 3, you lose 3. Lloyd did not want to chance anything, didn't lose anything. No guts, some glory. Polite Kitty, risk the 1 point, why not? Marty, if you got this wrong, anybody who got it right would have beaten you. Marty got bet all 9 points, wins 9 points. Our final scores tonight, Polite Kitty at an even 0, Lloyd at 3, Jessica at 6. Our winner tonight, after all of those rounds, all of those points, with 18 points, it's Marty Viscosi.
Marty.
Hey, shucks.
Well, this was fun. I'm sorry I gave you some real difficult stuff to play with today.
If it wasn't difficult, would it be a game?
I don't know. I feel like people have fun when they're winning.
I have fun being here. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
I have
if winning
fun
was
having you here. I have fun having all of you here. Let's wrap this up because we have now gone almost an hour and a half. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, any last words, Jessica or Miles, you got anything you want to say to us?
You want to say good night? Want to say good night? No, you're just gonna do that. No.
All right.
Say bye. No.
Bye, Miles.
Say bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Did it.
There we go.
Polite Kitty, anything you want to tell us about?
That you can find me on any of the social medias at Polite Kitty with the _, after it, and that I'm going to be in the 48-hour film festival here in Seattle this coming next month.
Oh, awesome. Lloyd, anything you want to say to us before we go?
You know what? Plenty I want to say, but it's been a long night already. So, but let's just go with the basics.
All right.
I can be found on every social media platform that you should not be on. Twitter at Lloyd Legacy 617. Same with TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, but don't go on Snapchat. That's so 20 years ago. And no, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, AOL. And I'm on Facebook at Lloyd Legacy 617. I can be seen on Wednesday at the Sea Dog Brewery in Exeter, New Hampshire. I'm going to be in Hamden, Connecticut at the Cellar on Treadwell on Thursday. And for anything else beyond that, because it's been a long night, you can just see my schedule on the social media. And before I get thrown off of here, as I rightly should, if you've not seen the episode of this show, hosted the first episode, not even the first episode.
Yeah, because Lloyd didn't watch the second one.
The best episode of this series, and that's a high bar to clear. The best episode of this series was hosted by LC. It took me almost a week to watch it. And if you're ever having a bad day, if you're having a good day, if you've got 2 hours to kill and you don't want to use that killing power on yourself, you should watch that episode because it is the best episode of this series, bar none.
Lloyd,
And also
don't
watch all the
undersell
ones
it.
after
that. Also, if you have 2 hours to spare, you're going to miss a half hour of that show.
Yeah.
That was a 2.5. That was a Marvel movie length of
it was so good,
of an Inappropriate movie database.
It was so good. It was so good. Oh my god. You have to see all of it.
I baked and frosted an entire cake while watching that episode. Like from start to finish.
Finally, our winner tonight, the baker, Marty. You got anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, I'm gonna post cakes and stuff. I have an Instagram where I post baking things. If you are local, you can also purchase baked things from me. It is made by .marty. I need to post some pictures because I recently had 2 friends who are partners reached out to me like a month apart to make each other's birthday cakes, and it was very cute and very gay, and I'm very proud of how they came out. I also, every June, I bake a rainbow cake for Pride, and that's something that I'll be doing later this week. So
yeah,
we'll
hurry up.
What was that?
I said, hurry up.
Yeah, I'll get right on that, Nick. I had a really fun weekend, and now I'm extremely tired.
I get it. My weekend wasn't fun, and I'm also extremely tired.
Yeah. But yeah, I bake things on the internet. Also, it's summer, and now I have some serotonin. I'm in the market for friends. So if you're in the Twin Cities, just like start talking about Massachusetts, and I'll find you.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Once again, Jessica Mayotte, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, wherever he lives right now, Marty Viscosi, Polite Kitty. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. We're doing this show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern all through July. We'll be back next Monday, the 3rd of July, with Summer Blockbusters. Like I said, that show's filled up. We got a couple of spots still available at the end of the month. If you want to be on the show, please reach out to me. I love having new guests on this show. We have a couple of new guests that I'm excited for coming in this next month. So even if you don't want to, be pressured to be on the show, just keep up with the show. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Watch older videos, watch the new stuff as they come out, share them with your friends, bug them. Really, just, let's keep this going. I'm having fun. Was that convincing enough? I'm losing steam. It's been over an hour and a half.